Hi, Lee Farnell here, and how do you lead your best life? What I'm going to talk about today is something super important if you're talking about leading your best life and forming great relationships, and forming great relationships to help you lead your best life. Or more to the point, if you don't do this, then it really is going to bruise you and impact how effective you can be when it comes to leading your best life. And what I'm talking about here is agreement. The relationship between agreements and promises. Have you ever been around someone who doesn't keep a promise? Who makes a commitment, I'll see you, or I'll ring you, or I'll get that done for you, or I'll deliver that report to you, and that doesn't happen. In fact, I can think straight away of a person we're doing some work with in the area of media and social media, and they're going to get me photographs, a whole pile of photographs that have been taken. I'll have that for you by the end of today. End of today comes, not done. Ring up tomorrow. Hey, where are those photos? No, sorry, I'll get them done today. Sorry, I got busy yesterday. End of that day, still not happens. What the hell? Now you're going, what is going on here? How can this person literally say to me it's going to happen and then it's not happening? So, needless to say, the warning signs were up. Then the next day I rang. Is that going to happen? Yeah, look, sorry, it's going to happen today. Needless to say, it didn't happen that day. So by that stage, okay, enough's enough. 3 strikes and you're out, or at least 3 strikes, and you're going to get some feedback. I literally ring the person. They don't answer. I say, listen, clearly we have a different understanding of the word agreement. In my universe, when someone says they're actually going to have something done by the end of the day, they do it. I'm not sure what universe you live in, but if we're going to actually work together, you need to keep your agreements. If you can't keep your agreement, let's not bother doing business, because it's not going to happen. Needless to say, within about 10 minutes, they contacted me and then they delivered. But even then, the fruit had been bruised. The warning signals have been up. And of course, when you actually mention that person's name to other people, they've also had the same experience. Now, this is the thing about human beings. See, we grew up, we evolved in villages. We evolved for thousands of years in small communities. So can you imagine if you lived in a community with someone and they consistently did not deliver on agreements or promises they made? Of course, they would be ostracised. In fact, you wouldn't actually survive for too long, because why would you bother doing business or trading or bartering with that person? And what's brought this to the fore this morning, I was having coffee with Dr. Phil, one of the guys we swim with, and he goes, be it in small organisations or large organisations, we talk about commitment, we talk about agreement. It literally is, can the person keep a promise? A promise is a very powerful word. In fact, I'm looking here at a quote from Hannah Arendt. Promises are the uniquely human way of ordering the future, making it predictable and reliable to the extent that it's humanly possible. What we're doing is we're making the future orderly. That is, the person says they're going to do it, that's under control. Okay, that particular chunk of work, a report, delivery, a phone call, it's going to happen. Because I was talking to Dr. Phil and I was saying, I was doing some business with some other people and I was saying, this person keeps giving me a whole lot of excuses. They're not actually delivering the results they said they were going to deliver on. I was literally going to have a chat with them about it, and then they decided that they would resign. So that helped the situation. But at the same time, this is the thing. What is your relationship with excuses versus results? I've seen some great quotes around, you can either have excuses or you can have results. As Dr. Phil said, it's that victim behaviour. Oh, I can't do it, it's too hard, that's not possible, versus the accountability behaviour above the line, the responsibility and accountability. We talk about owning it, taking responsibility, having accountability to actually get the result. In our rules of the game, I'm looking at page 25 of our manual, rule number 4 says complete your agreements. In other words, take responsibility. If you make a promise, if you make an agreement, complete it. 3 points here. A, make only agreements that you are willing and intend to keep. If you don't have an intention to keep it, then don't make the agreement. B, communicate any potential broken agreement at the first appropriate time. In other words, this person who said to me, Lee, I'm going to get these photos to you by the end of the day, if they knew by 3 o'clock it wasn't going to happen, then ring up and say, hey, Lee, or text me, it's not going to happen today, but I will have it to you tomorrow morning. That's way better than getting to the end of the day and the agreement not be completed. Then, point 3, so we've got point A, make only agreements that you're willing and intend to keep. B, communicate any potential broken agreement at the first appropriate time. And C, clear up any broken agreement at the first appropriate opportunity. In other words, the day after, hey Lee, I told you it was going to happen. Sorry it didn't. I got so tied up. But mate, are you okay? I'm sorry about that. I'm going to get it to you this morning. In fact, right now, we've got a situation with some merchandise where there's been some problems with the sizing, there's been some problems with the printing, and some of my people are having trouble getting hold of the key players to actually clear up problems. This is the other thing around promises and response time. You know, the longer it goes that the problem's not solved, the more it impacts the relationship. So response time is critical, which again, we have a whole other relationship there, the relationship between respect, responsibility, and response time. Because, okay, I've got a problem. I want you guys to fix it for me. You guys are the only ones, like in this case, the supplier has printed a weird name on the back of one of the people's windshields. Go, well, what happened there? Was some printing error. He's already said to me, I'll replace it. But my people are having trouble with response time. Now, some of my people are heart surgeons, doctors, lawyers. So in their professional career, they are responsible, respected people. But they're going, these people are not getting back to me. And somewhere in our head, we go, well, how much do they respect me if they're not getting back to me? There's a whole internal dialogue that goes on there. So with you, if you want to lead your best life, then one, make sure, do not make promises or commitments you're not willing and intend to keep. If there is a broken promise, get back to that person and let them know in advance, and then clear it up at the first appropriate opportunity. As William Bennis, I think it was, one of great professor in his great book on leadership, says, trust is the glue that holds the team together. Trust is the glue that holds the relationship together. If a person is known to consistently break promises, then we have low levels of trust versus they said they were going to do it and they did it. Wow. They said they were going to roll up no matter what and they did it. They moved heaven and earth to make that happen for me. That's how we build trust. And by the way, when we're talking about customer service, what we know is that if there's a problem, when you help a customer out when they're in trouble, whether it be the meal wasn't good enough, or there was a poor delivery, or someone's got to get a present for their wife or their husband for the wedding anniversary and they can't find it, but you've moved heaven and earth and you've got it from another store and you got them out of a hole, you save the day for them, that's when you build great relationships. In other words, that's when you build strong trust. That's when you have a stronger glue to your business and the relationship with you. So why am I saying all this? Well, if we're going to lead our best life, our relationship with making promises and keeping promises and making commitments and keeping commitments is critical. And secondly, training the people around you to make sure that they also make promises that they will keep and then follow these rules of the game. These are rules I got from Robert Kiyosaki and the Accelerated Institute way back. I mean, I'm looking at one of my clients right now. In front of me is their purpose, their mission, and their values. And one of the values they have is integrity. Integrity. How tight are we? Like if this desk I'm sitting at, if I shake it, is it going to fall over, or does it have integrity? Does it have solid? Does it have alignment? And of course, if you have poor levels of trust and poor levels of keeping agreement, that is going to impact and weaken the integrity of the team, weaken the integrity of the organisation. One of the other values here is unity. Well, immediately, if you don't have people keeping promises and keeping commitment, you're not going to have unity. People are going to feel disconnected. So Lead your best life by making and keeping promises and commitments. And as part of that is this ladder of responsibility, the ladder of responsibility that we have. If you want a copy of it, ask me about it, touch base. Below the line is victim behaviour, making excuses, pretending the problem didn't happen, breaking promises. And then above the line is taking responsibility, keeping promises, keeping commitment, owning it when things go well and owning it when things don't go well, and then fixing it. Always looking for solutions. What's the solution here? What are 3 solutions here? I could talk about this for days. You want to find out more, then do touch base. But as a leader, as a manager, as leading your own and leading your best life and helping others lead their best lives, trust is the glue that keeps the team together. Trust is the glue that keeps the relationship together, and make and keep promises. Thanks for listening. I'm Lee Farnell. Do keep leading your best life, and we'll see you in the next episode.